Hi everyone, it's Judy. I hope you had a good day. I'm going to show you how to do insert or a page for a mini album, and it's with a 12 by 12 double-sided sheet, and I've popped the measurements and everything on the piece of paper just to show you before I show you the pattern paper. There's your 12 by 12 sheet. You need to score it at 6 inches across and score across, 6 inches down the other side and score across. Then on this bottom section, that piece there up to the middle needs to be cut in half. On the section on the right, from the bottom upwards, you need to measure 1.5 inches and then make a score line 1.5 inches up over to that middle line. On the right hand side, the left hand side, you need to make a score line at 2 inches right across to that middle line. And when you've actually finished, this from the middle line upwards will be a mountain fold. This from the middle outward will be a valley fold. From that middle outwards will be a mountain fold, and this section outwards will be a valley fold. That one there will be a mountain fold. So you've got your instructions there. I hope you can see it okay, and I'll show you on the coloured paper. So you've got your 12-inch piece of paper here. I've already done it. You've got your scored lines. You scored down the middle at 6, you scored across there at 6, you've cut up the middle there, you've scored here at 1.5 inches, and you've scored there at 2. This is a valley fold, so we're going to make that a valley fold, turn that upwards, and this section is going to turn down to the edge of there. This is going to make our pocket, so we're going to stick that together. I'll find some glue. This line across here was a mountain fold. This is a mountain from here upwards, so that folds that way. The one here we said was a valley, which folds that way, and this one is a mountain, it folds underneath. So we'll make this a pocket. So we'll pop that together there. That will make a pocket there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this under. That's going to become a pocket here. I'll show you on this one actually, because I've glued this one. So we're going to fold that bottom piece underneath and glue it. So I'll turn it over a minute, and we're going to glue that one as a pocket. So I've glued down both sides and stuck that together. Turn it back over. So if you've got a right side and a wrong side, this top side when you start will be the side that you see the most pattern of. So I don't want to see as much plain, I want that inside the pocket, so I've got my pattern on the top. So then we fold that way, and then we fold that way. Okay, so you should come out with this. So you'll have your pocket here, so you can put some photos in there or journaling, whatever you like. You flip it up, you've got this piece up here, you've got another piece there with a pocket in. You can put a photo in there and then something in the pocket, or journaling, whatever you like. Then you turn it upwards, you've got this one and that one. Turn that back down and then flip that over, and you'll have that and that, and then turn those back and you'll have your back page. Obviously if you want to make this into an insert to put in another album, you can pop it on a page. For instance, if this was a page, you could just stick it on like that, and then it will open and be just an insert like that. You could make a pocket in there by only sticking 3 sides of the back onto your page. If you want to just make it a page, you can put some binding on here, which we'll do now. Okay, so I'll show you how to do the binding strip now. You need a piece of card. This is quite thinnish card. 4 by 2.5 inches, and you need to score it at 1.25 inches long ways and then fold it in half. So we'll get the bone folder and make sure that the crease is nice and tight. And then what we need to do, we're going to just make a pattern piece. I do this whenever I'm doing this sort of ring binding. I'm going to do it a pattern, and then I can keep it and I don't have to keep measuring where I want my holes. So I'll do it with the Sharpie so you can see it better. From the folded side, if you measure 3/8 of an inch and put a mark, and 3/8 of an inch from the other side, and then we'll draw a line across. That you can keep this then, and when you make an album the same size and you just want this binding and this isn't the size you want, you can just use this as a pattern again. You won't have to redo it. So across that line we've got 4 inches, so 2 inches is our middle. So if we want it sort of evenly spaced, I would do holes at 3 inches and 1 inch. So if you make a mark at 3 inches and 1 inch on your line, so you'll end up with that. So we can use those little dots where we're going to do our holes. So I've drawn a ring round to get the proper dial, or whatever you're using to punch your holes with. Centre that hole in there and do one and the other, and there you've got your pattern. So I always write on there what the measurement was, 4 by 2.5, score at 1.25, so you've got your information on there, and then you've got I'll probably put 4 inches there as well and a little arrow, and then I keep that, and when I need it again I can just use it and I've got to make another one. So you can use that now as a template. Pop that on the rest of your panels, just line them up, and then get your pencil or your Sharpie, just draw your holes through the holes, and there you go. So you can do that on all your binding strips, save you measuring again, and you've got your one to keep. So go across and do that again. You can do your holes. My copper dial keeps getting stuck up with the pieces I cut out. There's that one and that one, and there you are. It's as simple as that. And then what we need to do is clear a space. My other half's just come up with a lovely glass of wine, nice red wine, so that's nice. If I don't spill it all over the place, which he managed to spill a glass all over my beige carpet in the lounge last weekend, so that he's not popular on that front. And let's pop that in now. So if we turn that over, you flip your front up, and we're going to put it on the back side here on this page, on the left hand bottom corner. So if we just measure and pencil mark, lost my pencil now, we measure just 1/2 inch and just put a little tiny pencil mark each side. That will give you a guideline to where you want your paper to be. So you're going to put the little pencil lines to give you where you want to bring your binding strip to. So we're going to pop that on there. If you really want to, you can measure. That's 4 inches, so you can measure 1 inch down here if you really want to be very precise. So we know this is 6 inches, this binding strip's 4. So if you want to be extremely precise on your measurements, you can measure 1 inch and 1 inch up from the bottom, and then you know exactly where that's going. So you can either do it with some double-sided tape, or I would normally do it with my scotch, but I'll do it with double-sided because it's easier to show you. And oh, I can't get the top off. So we can place it between those little guidelines we made at the inch, and put our pencil lines on the binding strip to the edge of the paper, and then we know we've got it completely centered. So there you go, that's it. And we'll pop another piece. If you want to, you can actually put some on there as well. That will stick the top down. I'm being very lazy and not cutting it and making a bad job of tearing it as well. Actually, this is very, I don't know where I got this, but the lining paper on this is really thick and it's quite hard to break. Oh, I pulled the whole lot off. That's not clever, is it? It takes a whole new look on the fact that you can't take the top off, you take the whole lot off instead. There you go, so that's that 2 strips there, and just close it up. And there you go. You can always stamp an image on these binding strips before you put them on if you want to. If you want to make a pattern on them, then stamp them with a pattern, and that's how your page looks. And that will go in your cover. And I'll show you the finished album when it's all decorated, and you'll be able to see how it looks. Okay, see you later.